Hello all, we are continuing the Versus series. This one will be the Proatta and the Atta sexdens. Let's get right into it. Hello all, and welcome to another video from Ignay. It was requested in my comments on a video for me to continue the Versus series with Proatta versus Atta. So that's what we are going to do today. But before we get into that, sorry, but I do the usual shenanigans. This video is sponsored by UPTO, where using my code IGNAY2023 can get you anywhere from 5 to 40% off all in-game purchases. Full description of how to do so is in the description down below, as well as a video showing you exactly how you can take advantage of this amazing opportunity. All right, so we'll get right into it. So I do not have either one of these ants. However, I have faced them quite a bit, so I believe I can give a pretty good representation of it. As always, these are my opinions, but what I'm going to do is we're going to go one by one with each of these ants' skills and compare and contrast them as to which I believe is the better of them. Now, as always, we will be ignoring skill 1, skill 3, skill 4, and skill 6 on both the ants, because those are pretty universal across all the ants within the game. So let's get right into it. So we'll start with the Proatta first. So as max level, has a 55% chance to deal 225% damage plus special ant level times 1. So that'd be 275 damage to 2 random enemy squads within effective range 4, and grants a squad 70% chance to dodge the next incoming damage. Now that's pretty big because, as we've talked about before on this channel, dodge is a very underrated skill and is very, very effective. But even though this one has an effective range of 4, it kind of makes it to where you can already see that it should be in the front line, just for the fact of being able to trigger that dodge first. All right, and we'll go over and compare it to the Atta, which is actually one I can pronounce, Atta sexdens. Huh. So this one is in its squad skill damage plus 45%, and each time after releasing a combat skill has a 60% chance to gain a shield that makes its squad immune to the next damage taken. Okay, so this one's a little different. So the Proatta was basically a giving damage and having the chance to dodge at a 70% chance, whereas this one is giving a 45% increased skill damage to all your other units and has a 60% chance to gain a shield. So this really depends on what you really have it paired with as far as its effectiveness. But of these two skills, because you're utilizing this more as utilizing both these ants more as a support attack versus like a straight attack, I would say that on the skill 2, Proatta has the upper hand. Although that skill damage increase is not something to sneeze at and can be very, very effective. Alright, we'll get into the next one. Next one, effective range 5. Has 80% chance to deal 400% plus special ant level times 1%. Damage to an random enemy squad, increasing its own squad defense by 70% for 2 rounds, can be stacked. Okay, so 80%, 400%, and increase the damage by 70%. That's good. Once this gets out of my screen, and we'll go into Proatta. Has a 65% chance to attack 3 times, dealing 112% plus special ant level times 0.6 damage each time to 1 random enemy squad within effective range of 5, and if it hits the enemy's back line, reduces the additional skill damage of their next skill by 30%. So let me go look at this again real quick. 400%, and then that would be 336. Okay, so the Atta has the better chance on attack for comparison of these two skills. but the Proatta has the ability to reduce even more skill damage that they are firing off. So this stacks really well with the first, their skill 2. So that's something to take into effect. So when comparing these two skills, again, I would say that Proatta probably has the upper line, although the Atta is still very good, especially if increasing its own squad defense, which with the skill that comes later, you'll see where that really can help. So this one, Guardian Ant Health 25%. Proatta has Guardian Ant Health 25%, so that's exactly the same. And we'll get into the last but not least skill. Alright, effective range 5, triggers every 2 rounds, so that means you have a max time of firing 4 times. Converts 20% of its defense of its squad into attack, and then deals a high damage of 500% plus special ant level times 1% to all enemy squads. That's pretty huge. So as you know, with the last skill that we just did, it increases its own squad defense by 70% for 2 rounds, and then in this procs, so now you're having an increase of 75% defense, which converts 20% of it into attack and deals a high damage of 500%. So that becomes a very powerhouse of a attack skill. Not to mention, with it being paired with the last skill with increasing the defense, very, very powerful. All right, and then we'll look at the Proatta. In rounds 2, 4, and 6, deals 195 plus special ant level 1.5% damage to all enemy squads. If the target is a shooter squad, the damage rate will be doubled. Okay, not really. I mean, yeah, it's still good because you're still doing 390% damage plus special ant level, but that 500% with the Atta is absolutely devastating. Plus with its increased defense and whatnot. So which one do I think is better? Honestly, they're pretty evenly on the par. I would say that the Proatta has a better chance of winning against people that are stronger than you, whereas the Atta is just absolutely a powerhouse. It's continuously stacking its own attacking and damage. But like I said, with the Proatta, it gives you the chance to be able to dodge more by 10%. And it also has the chance of reducing their next skill. So I would say as more of a support line, Proatta would be very good. And then Atta would be the next one. Now, you could honestly combine these two. And if you did, I would probably do something along the lines of Proatta and then Atta and then Leaf Devour, which that would make for a very strong combination, I think, and that's what I have seen quite a bit. So that's always a possibility. If you're just going to use one, again, like I said, I would use the Proatta more as a support against like those that you can't beat, whereas the Atta is still very good. But I would say that if you're just using one of them, both of them would need to be in the front line. Alrighty, well that about wraps it up, guys. Hope you all liked the video, and Ign is out. We'll see you in the next one.